this button and hopefully it works. Let's hope so. Because Andy's been messing around with Stream. So today, it might be broken. I can't leave things alone. I was going to do so much today. And it was going to be new graphics and all this kind of stuff. And it was just going to be very different. And today went, I wouldn't say it went wrong. It was just lots of things in the way that were getting a bit frustrated. Things weren't working out. So yeah, right. So it's working fantastic. I know there's notifications, for God's sake. Right. So anyways, good evening. I hope you're all well. Hopefully you have had or are having a much easier day than what I have been doing. Like I say, it's been nothing bad. It's just been a bit frustrating, that's all. Slowing things down. It got to I think it was 6 o'clock, and I'm like, I was going to do all this stuff for rebrand the stream and everything. And then I was like, I haven't even made the stream yet. So we are a little bit behind the times. So next week, stream might look different. We'll see. Fingers crossed we actually get some time before then to have time to do the rebrand kind of thing that I was going to do. It's basically because I found a new thing, but something to jazz the stream up a little bit more, make things look a little bit jazzier and a bit more dynamic. But chances are it'll be just the same. Right, let's straighten that up a bit. So, anyways, good evening, Paul. Good evening, Dieter. Good morning, Kangamoo. Good afternoon, Kathleen. Good evening, Simon. Shocking, going out for your wife's birthday instead of watching me last week. How dare you, sir? Hope you're well. I hope you treat her well. I hope you bought her lots of things and a very nice dinner for her. Good evening, Alistair. And thank you very much for Kangaroo. And good afternoon, I presume. I think it's afternoon for you, Becca. How are you? Good evening, mate. How are you? Nice to see you, sir. Right, so tonight we've progressed. Well, rather, I off stream have progressed from Beadnell. Remember, I'm still catching up with all the editing from the workshop back at the beginning of May. I'm still working through all that. So I have actually finished I think I've kind of finished Beadnell. So today we are moving on to Dunstanburgh, and I realised 3 minutes before stream I hadn't actually looked through to pick any images out. So, and as I didn't really know how much extra strain the stream might be under with the new semi-working, I didn't want to push my luck. So I've picked out a few images to work on. So that's what we will do. It'll be more castles and water and clouds and stuff. So yes, now that I've finished Beadnell, then I can begin work on the next video. Even though I haven't posted the first one from day 2, second one from day 2 yet, which I need to do that, and I've lost track of where we are. Is day 2 that one? Yeah, day 2 is that one. So so I can begin work on day 3. That's what I can do, and then we can move on to. So this is the beginning. What we're doing today is the beginning of day 4. So sometime by Christmas we might have worked our way through them all, and I might have published all the videos by then as well. So that's the plan for this evening. Have I got anything to mention at the moment? I don't know if I have, actually. I don't think. It seems like that since last week when I was here, and I think basically all I've been doing is making images since then and the usual life stuff. So I haven't really got any news on any new projects or sales things or anything like that. So no adverts today, I don't think. Nothing to mention. No, don't think so. So we might as well just crack on. I do have a bit of a sore throat, so we might well be. I think I said this last week. Try to make it a short one. We'll see. We'll see. You know what I'm like. I can't do it. Right, so let's get into some image editing. Very quickly. It's only 20 past, which is early. The book. Paul, that's long distant future. So yes, I have nothing to plug at the moment. What I should be doing, to be honest, I should be looking at sorting out my calendar for this year, because I'm always thinking I must do that in June. And here we are nearly finished June, and I am still thinking about it. So lots of stuff to do, no time to do it in. Right, so tonight, this is Dunstanburgh, as most people will see it in there with their beady eyes. A lump of ruined sandstone on an outcrop on the coast of the northeast. On the northeast coast. There you go, right. But obviously, I don't do it like that, do I? Come on. Yeah, I think this computer's going to be slow today. Come on, catch up. It can't even do simple things. What is your problem, computer? Why are you at 20 FPS? And you're still going down. He's not doing anything. So I'm... why? Fucking stream. It's dropping frames for no reason. What is going on? Right, if I close Chrome down, close that down, close Discord down. Does that help? No. I think it's just Lightroom being really slow. Yeah. Right, so if the stream is very juddery for the next 5 minutes whilst I do very basic things in Lightroom, I can only apologise. But hopefully once we get into Photoshop, it'll be much better. So just bear with me as we go through the next 5 minutes of the very simple edits in Lightroom I'm going to do, just basically to get underway. And hopefully the stream doesn't break down completely. Like I say, based on today's experiences, I wouldn't be surprised if it does. So right, just forewarning you. Right. I'm just clicking that, and the FPS has dropped by half. Right. I'm not even going to look. I am just going to edit these 4 together. That's gonna have to do. Right. What am I doing? Lens corrections. And a bit of that. Noise reduction. You know what it's like, you've been here several times before. You know what I do. Let's go auto just to see what it's going to do. Okay. We'll do some dust spotting. there, and that will probably about do for those. Let me have a look, Becca. 0.6 seconds at f9 ISO 64 with a 6-stop filter. Right, let's knock that off. So what do we do? Do we bring the whites back? No. We'll do it about there. No problem at all. That's what I'm here for, to answer questions. Otherwise, you've got to listen to me witter on. Nobody wants to do that. Oh, I wonder what's causing it to be really bad today. Right, so let's go for these 5. I don't think I'm going to do anything else on this. Let's sync these across. And we'll get these opened into Photoshop as soon as. So the stream isn't very choppy. So we're obviously not doing a lot of faffing around today. Right, let's go back to presenting whilst that is loading and the computer is dying. It's very juddery, isn't it? I'd imagine the sounds terrible. Just bear with me whilst this loads. He's very... Just look watching myself. Very juddery as it goes across the screen. Right, we've got 3 loaded in. Just need a couple more. Come on. One more to load. And then we're there. And then hopefully the stream will behave a little bit better. Right, I think we are there. And there the stream becomes smooth again. Wouldn't you? Don't you just love it? Right, so let's get underway with the good stuff. Now, I think I am just going to rattle through this not as quickly as I can, but as straightforward as I can, because why Lightroom has to use so much bloody power, I don't know. I really don't know. Right, so what we're going to do, Andy? What are we going to do? Let's start with multiply. See where we get to. I want to be more that kind of area. Yeah. Just move the kind of get these roughly laid out. Obviously it doesn't need to be precise. Just as we are. chicken. Right, that's them roughly lined up. And again, just looking through the blend modes to see what we've got. Little bit of potential there. Right, so I'm soft light, but I'm just going to switch these layers off individually and just see what else potentially might happen as we work through it. Because we can change this to another blend mode to enhance or change it. Now when you're using soft light and overlay, if you changing the layers can actually change the thing quite a lot. Change that, you know, how the layers combine. So be mindful of that if you're looking for options. Change that to multiply to make it darker. I want to bring that one back in, but I want that to be soft light, I think. That's a little bit better. Just gonna move this right a little bit to try to strengthen them angles a little bit, maybe. You've all gone quiet again, or is the stream broken? Is the stream broken? Right, so I think this is a decent start, and I think we just need to potentially lighten these up a bit. Some people ask us, how do I basically stopping points? You know, when do you know the image is finished? Excellent, Kangaroo. Excellent. I lost train of thought now. What was I saying? Yeah, about having like stopping points of where I stop with an image and knowing when to stop. But I've got various phases, and one of my phases is getting to the starting point when I've start altering before I jump into Analog FX Pro. If I can make an image I could happily stop at, that's what I'm aiming to do with that stage. So this, once I've trimmed the edges off, is an image I could happily stop at. But you know me, I'm going to go further. So I just thought I would mention that. I need to clear that. Will you behave? What do I mean by a decent start? Well, to be honest, Paul, I don't know it's going to work the next stage, but I know that this image, as it stands now, works. I'm quite happy with it. I could walk away, but you know me, I like to go a little bit mad. Good afternoon, Peter. Did you finish your project on time that you were working on Friday? Yeah, yeah, I think you've just got to abandon it. It's all about knowing when to abandon these things. Right, am I just going to... Oh, the end of this week. Oh, fine. I'm glad to hear that you're going to make it anyway, Peter. Because I would hate for me to be the reason why you didn't make it, being that you hung out on Friday evening for the Patreon chat, and of course you're hanging out here now. Right, so let's change that colour a little bit, and don't need to, but I would like a little bit more brightness across the middle. And I'm going to go to that one, I'm going to invert it, and then I'm going to get the paintbrush, make it bigger by quite a margin. And change that to 50% and that to 50%, or roughly. And then just paint that across there to make it white. Oh, it's just taking a long time. I should know, it is my computer, it is very slow. It's very slow. Right, that'll have to do. That will have to do. Okay, yeah. Off. Yeah, that's fine. I think. Yeah, a little bit stronger. A little bit more drama. Stop! Stop the bus, I need a wee. Right. If you like the image so far, please do leave the stream a like. And all that. Right, so anything else do I need to do before I ruin these things? Do I need more colour? Do I embrace the blues and leave them in? Yeah, I think that'll do actually. Let's hit Analog Effects Pro. Did you notice the panel was there? I found out you can bring that panel back by locating something in the menu. I thought you had to randomly wait for it to reappear one day. I've stopped, mate. I've moved on to the Analog Effects Pro because we can always come back and just save that version as it is now. And then you will, we can keep that as a finished result, and whatever rubbish I come up with from now, we can either discard or just make other versions. You know what I'm like, mate. Right. Let's have a look doing the presets. If you weren't here last week, I think I mentioned this last week, that the DxOs say that my presets, because they worked in the Nick Collection version 4, should work in version 5, because Analog Effects Pro got rebuilt. And I was a bit worried that they wouldn't work. But according to them, if they worked in 4, they will work in 5. So anybody that hasn't already, you should be safe enough to buy the presets if you haven't already. Right. Not many options so far. You might have right. You might have been right, mate. Alan, it might have been that point to stop because there's not a lot of options yet from the presets that I like. Well, there was one. I don't know. Had a little bit of potential. Now some of these are looking a bit better. Maybe it's a bit bright. Maybe it's a bit weak. Alright, let's dial that back a bit. Right. So here, kind of almost going for the look of some golden light on just onto the castle there, and everything else being a little bit washed out. I think I read somewhere, Kathleen, that you can install it on more than one computer. I'm sure I read that one because when I went looking for answers to the preset issue, I'm sure I read somewhere where you can have it installed on multiple computers. Because to be honest, you need to, don't you? Not everybody's home-based and working just on a desktop. It may well be in FAQs on the website, Kathleen. Have a check there. I have a feeling. I've read about it there. Right, you. No worries. Alright, this is definitely going to be a minimal. Might do a version of this one here. Very similar, but just slightly different colour cast. So, lens vignette, that's... I think what I might do, if I just move that across there, yeah, about there. I think what I might do is take this back into Photoshop and layer in some of the darker foreground. So just kind of subtly rub some of this out, so it mixes better. I like that golden touch. let's leave it alone, Andy. Let's leave it alone. Let's head back into Photoshop. And wait. Forever waiting. We're there, yeah. So obviously you can see if I undo that, I can maybe erase some of this partially. Obviously working non-destructively, so big fat brush, and let's go lesser opacity, so like 30%. And just brush some of this in. Obviously wait for it to catch up a bit. Just painting the corners a little bit, just like so. There's a bit of definition in the cloud there. I think that's not bad. It's not bad. Is that two machines you can do it on, Kathleen? That's definitely handy if you can do that. Right, there we go. I think it looks better. Slight improvement. Obviously, what you could do. Look at various blend modes again. Just to see if there's anything good happening. Maybe not. Let's just leave it a normal. Right. I did think we were gonna. Fair enough, Kathleen. Fair enough. I like your style. Right, I'm just going to go back in and have a look at this one other preset. Slightly lighter one, but slightly different colour cast. And then we'll see what we're going to get from that. Thank you, Peter. I was going to say very bog standard. Quite light, quite a lot of wave motion in it. But also quite a bit of Lightroom interference with, so it was very stuttery. The stream, usual thing of Lightroom taking all the power. Right, Norham Sunrise, that's the one I was after. Don't know whether this is cooler or just the fact that it is on a cooler thingy lens type. You've got to be more specific than that, Andy. You can't just say a thingy and expect everybody to know what you're on about. Let's just undo that. No. Is that where we started? Must have been. Bit of keep coming on the non-gatehouse into there. Could probably not go as quite as dark on the vignette. Open that out, keep it wishy-washy. Yeah, I think the contrast needs to be lower though. Actually, add in a little bit of brightness. Just like that potential square crop kind of image there. Leapt out at me as like you've got this wave hitting a couple of rocks here. And that immediately made me feel very square crop. And you can kind of crop all this stuff out. More detail extraction, see what that does. Bring that brightness back. Reduce the lens vignette even further. Let's go 3%, -3 if I can, please. Good evening, Aileen. How are you? Alright, double exposure. We could probably reduce this to... I do want it quite soft. Just a little bit more than what it was. But yeah, I'm thinking square crop. Or at least 10 by 8. Right, let's go with that. That's quite faded. Let's... Weird. Go halfway and it washes it out. Let's go for that. So it gives it a little bit more structure in here. Thank you, Ellie. Thank you. Just going for something simple this evening. We've already got 3 versions. Or rather, this is the 3rd version. Of course, wouldn't be a stream without that happening. Right. I do feel I might do more in Photoshop after. Because, what is levels? If I knock that off, what have we got? Quite warm. Any break in the chair. Just wondering about bringing in some realistic colour into here. Right, let's go with that. And potentially try to sort something out after. It's taking its time. Right, so I think again we can nearly try to bring in a little bit more of these rocks here. To give that a mask, and again we've got the arrays already on. Not a bit strong. That might be a bit strong for me. Let's reduce that to 15, but oh man, 15-ish%. There will be alien as soon as I have time to edit them. we are currently working on the images for the 4th day, I think. Yeah, day 4. So yeah, they are coming. They are coming. Right, if I... So yeah, I could bring in and try to bring in some of that green along here. It's also going to darken it down as well, which is probably no bad thing, to be honest, now that I'm bringing it across like so. Let's go paint some of that back in. Didn't want to go quite that far over there. Something like that. Very subtle. I think it's very subtle anyway. Let's go with that. Let's go with that. Thank you, Kathleen. Right, if I'm gonna save this as the main version. I'm gonna save out the other versions as well, and then we'll see where we end up. And hopefully Lightroom won't be a pain in the ass. Right, let's save this. So we'll be at a couple of minutes. Don't be on 0%. Come on. It's only 1.5 gigs, so hopefully it won't take that long. I think what I was on about last week was maybe just a vagary in the system about the files being potentially smaller, because a couple of them this week have still been 2.5 gig. So yeah, maybe it's not quite. Maybe they haven't actually done anything. %. Right, and then I'll flatten and save the previous version, then flatten and save the starting point, because Alan liked that one. And then we'll see what they all kind of end up looking like. To be honest, I think we've done all right, since I didn't really look at the images that I started with. It was literally like them 4. Not even going to look. Just going to have them. Don't worry, mate. It's there. It's just another layer ready to be rediscovered. So have you got any trips away planned, mate? Are you off to the lakes again? Because like another 3 weeks and it'll be bedlam with the kiddos off again. Right, flatten this. File, CVAS. There's probably other ways of doing this, but this is my way. Zoom out in the right place. Come on. Here's the starting point. Yeah, that one. Flatten. Nice, mate, nice. Hopefully the weather's good. It's a long wait. It's a long time to wait, mate. I think it's bicep. You know, once you've got Tuscany out of the way in September, it'll be winter, and the snow will be back. Right, here we are in Lightroom, probably being very resource hungry, so we will maybe keep various things to a minimum. Now this one I obviously immediately thought, I'm just going to make a new copy of it. I immediately thought square crop. So that's as a first port of call. It's like it almost fits. Let's just try it to my 8 that way. That's not bad either, actually. Let's just do that, and let's go back, make another version. Let's let us actually stick with the square crop, because I did initially think of it. Because I'm thinking, right, rock here, main rock here, bits of rock there. So it's kind of getting these bits centrally spread along the foreground. And then it's like, how far to the left do I actually let the castle go? Before going, okay. Go for square. Square was my first thought, Dieter, so square is where I'm aiming. Right, so the effect, because these corners are quite light, I think I'm going to go for a bit of positive vignetting. Just a little bit. You know, nothing too bad like that. Just, yeah, plus 12. There you go, something like that. Now, where's the, how's the computer going? The computer's going fine now that we're not working on a raw file. Masks. We haven't played with the mask yet. Linear. Oh, balls, I hate this bloody tool. Linear. Oh, well, I'm just going to try to see if I can bring some blue back in. Don't think it's going to let me. Not in a nice way, anyway. Yeah, figured it. And no, didn't mean to do that. Delete all masks. There we go. That's what I wanted to do. Go away. Stop being so slow. Right, that's that done. So obviously this was the 10x8 crop. And again, just lightening the corners a bit to really accentuate this in the centre. Pretty much works, doesn't it? I think. The one thing that might put me off in the future is it's got that warm yellow cast. It's a bit wishy-washy. But for the minute, liking it. Right, the other version. So that version is a lot brighter. So we are, obviously not trying to centralise anything with the foreground. So it's more about the castle on the horizon. You've got accentuating that dark there. I think we could probably do with some colour change. Go away, I don't want masks. We probably haven't had enough red today. It's been a bit yellowy. So we could go with that. Basic tool, let's go add in a bit more contrast. Obviously that makes that this area here a bit closer to black. Eyes. What else can we do? See, that doesn't look too, but it's turning the sea red over here, which isn't ideal. So really we don't want that. Maybe it's just a touch off. Maybe it's too about there. So it's going to need a little bit more on the green side, but still quite a bit of red. No, that doesn't really need to happen. Just a little bit out of the shadows. For that, I think maybe it's like a 16:9 crop. Just chopping off this bottom bit here. Possibly. Certainly trying to chop this colour off up here. So ideally line would be here and about here. So let's see if it is 16:9. Oh, it's just a bit. Let's go 16:7. 4. That's a little bit narrow, to be honest. I'd rather it be about there to about here. 9. No, it's too deep. Let's start it off about there. Let's bring that to about here. So, actually could get away with it about there, couldn't we? Then it's a case of where. If we put it about there, we can come in a little bit more there. Eke out a little bit more canvas. And I think we do need a post-crop vignette over that to just really hold in this left out. Or let's undo that, because it's already a little bit darker on the right hand side. What we could do is a linear gradient and across here from there, and just drop the exposure a little bit, just a wee tad, Do about there. About there. Maybe. Done. I think that's quite canny. Not over keen on the red here. Right. So the original starting point. Well, not the original starting point. But the original one that Alan liked. Do we do any dicking around here? I think we maybe is just open the blacks up a little. Open them up a bit, Andy. Thank you, Simon. Yeah, I think this one is just, I suppose it just speaks for itself, doesn't it? So let's just crop this one 16 by 9 and just whack it in about. Okay, mate. What crop would you prefer, mate? Would you like 3 by 2, 10 by 8, 16 by 9? 16 by 9 at a minute, just like this. 3 by 2. Yeah, go into about there, maybe. 3 by 2, there we go, mate. Especially for you. I'll sell you an A3 for a couple of grand. 17 by 9. Right, let's have a go at that. Let's make a copy, obviously. Hold on, 17 by 9. That's a bit of a crop tool, Andy. Crop. $17, not $71. 9. Okay. It's a little bit narrow. Six and 2, 3. Done. Thank you, Peter. We'll see you next week, hopefully. Have a good day. Have a good rest of the day. Paul, I always try to make them look like an oil painting. Have you not realised that after being here for like a year and a bit? Or however long it's been? I always try to make them look like paintings. That is the objective of me. Right, so let's have a look at what we've made. It does, to be honest. Well, a lot of that's half the fun, Dieter, is that you can go on forever just making crops of various things, and they all look so different. So yeah, I've got to admit, mate, Alan, I've got to admit, this one isn't my favourite. If there was a combination of these two. If there was a combination of these two, it would be good. It's not far off it. Oh yeah, do I like the square crop or that one better? Oh yeah, there's a bit more tension in that one. I can see this one annoying people. That's always a good sign. Yeah, quite like that. Quite like that. Wonderful. Right. A quick stream tonight. Only in just over an hour. Fantastic. Thank you very much for watching Football Legend 6000. Excellent name. Cheers, mate. Cheers. So yeah, that's all the fun and frolics for this evening. If you've enjoyed the stream, please do remember to leave it a like. Subscribe if you haven't already. If you are subscribed, make sure you are have your notifications on, so you know when I'm going live. You can follow me on the usual. If you're in chat, there's a link to Linktree with all my bits and pieces on. If you are on Discord, join the Discord and all that good stuff. And I think that will probably about do for this evening, and then I can actually try to get on with overhauling this stream. And after the bit capitulation of the stream earlier on, probably uninstall something that I did install, and then hopefully it'll be a little bit smoother, but we'll see. We will see. So anyways, thank you so much for watching this evening. I was going to say sorry, it's a short one. It's still been an hour. Thank you very much for your input, everybody, for contributing how I should be cropping and which ones I should be working on and when to stop. Thank you very much for your help with those. And very much appreciated. So until the next one, which should be next week, I should have the next video out. I'm hoping at the weekend. What day is it tomorrow? Wednesday. Yeah, I should really try to get these videos done tomorrow. Things I've got about 6 in the pipeline, so I need to get on with them. So yeah, keep an eye out. That's another good reason to have notifications on for the YouTube, or follow me everywhere, and then you will find out when the new video is out. Because there's plenty to come. Never mind just the streams. There's plenty of videos to come. Grant, thank you very much, everybody. Come here. Just make sure this is working before I close everything down. Right, fantastic. Right, until next week, look after yourselves. Don't be naughty or anything like that. And until the next one, which will be next Tuesday, keep it hard. See yous.